Hello and welcome to your mom's podcast, the only podcast that's worth walking out on a date with one of Degrassi's coolest girls. I'm Caroline.
And I'm Avis.
And today we are doing a second episode of Degrassi Trivia from season 1 and season 2. We've got Leslie and Audrey here to duke it out for a guest host spot on our season 3 wrap up. Leslie, Audrey, hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Okay, I'll start. My name's Leslie. I'm a mother and a longtime Degrassi listener. I am old enough to be able to have rented Junior High, the OG, from my elementary school library. So when I say I'm a lifer, I mean
Absolutely.
I've watched The Next Generation when it was on, and I tend to do a rewatch like every year or so. So this trivia was a nice reason to go back to the Max app and watch it yet again.
Nice. Welcome. How about you, Audrey?
So I'm Audrey. Definitely a longtime Degrassi fan as well. I started off watching it in elementary school. I had to go through a whole fight with my parents of them trying to stop me from watching it. But I started off in the early Next Generation era, but I've gone back and watched Junior High, Next Class, everything. Big fan. And I'm super excited.
We are excited to have you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we have learned from our mistakes, hopefully, and we are switching up the format a little bit on things. It's still going to be 5-6 question rounds. Most questions 1 point each. We'll alternate who's being asked, and if you get it wrong, it'll pass to the other person. This time with 2-parters, if you get any part of it right, it's out of play. But if you get both parts wrong, it's going to pass. Those are worth 2 points. And what's the other thing we changed? Oh, we're going to do multiple choice because apparently I made really hard questions and we think maybe some choices would help.
These questions are Fort Knox. They were definitely stumpers. those
you gotta
$800
understand,
questions
we watched
on
these
Jeopardy.
episodes so many times.
Yeah.
The
details.
I would say I average 4 watches.
Yeah.
For each podcast episode.
Mm-hmm.
When I was looking at the sample questions, my wife and I are obsessed with Full House, and for a while ago we did a Full House quiz just for us. And as I was looking over these Degrassi questions, I was like, oh, now I know how people felt when they did our Full House quiz.
Well, on behalf of all of those people, I am pleased to return the favor to you, Leslie.
Yeah, exactly.
Avis, since I did the pick a number last time, do you want to determine who goes first?
Sounds good. Okay. Audrey, Leslie, I am thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Best guesses.
3.
7.
It's 7. My lucky number is 7. Okay.
That's hilarious, though, because last time I said pick a number between 1 and 7, or 1 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 and 7 were picked, and 7 was the winner. Because
was it 3 and 7 again?
It was 3 and 7 because 3 and 7 are both my lucky numbers. If I ever ask you to pick a number, we're never going to be able to do this again.
I was going to say we're such honest people because literally I was born in the 7th month and on the 6th day, so it's either 6 or 7 for me. So we've revealed.
It's going to have to be a coin toss from here on
trivia
out.
and secrets revealed.
Right. We like to, keep it a little fresh. Gotta keep it lively. Okay, so.
All right. So I will get us started with a question for Audrey then. Audrey, what is the cost of a 555 Soul hoodie? $199, $120, $150, or $175?
Oh gosh.
This is a
Definitely
little
no
tense.
idea. It's gonna be a very random guess. Let's go 150.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. Leslie, do you need to hear the question again?
Could I hear the options again?
Absolutely. I'm not going to tell you which one Audrey picked, though.
Okay, that's fine.
So, $199, $120, $150, or $175?
120.
That is correct.
Okay.
And we know this because we see Spinner looking them up, and it is then how much he sells Jimmy's not iPod for.
Oh, right. The MP3 player.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even look like any other type of MP3 player. It is an iPod. Just
Yeah.
just say iPod. Get that Apple money.
You're right. Oh man.
Okay. This was, and I've realized since this doesn't really super make sense as a two-parter, but we're gonna do it that way anyway. Actually, no, fuck y'all. The two-parters are gonna be not multiple choice is how we're doing that. Avis, you on board?
Oh,
It just had to be evil somewhere. We just had
You
to
gotta
be
work for the 2 pointers. So Leslie, but this is an
Into
easy 2-pointer actually. What is Marco's favorite letter in the Edward Gorey book, and what does it stand for?
That's okay.
I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
There.
Sorry.
I just watched this the other day too. I feel like I don't have an answer either.
Avis, do you know the answer?
I do.
You don't get any points, but what is it?
E is for Edward who choked on a peach.
It is actually Ernest.
Ernest. Oh, E is for Edward. I'm thinking Edward Cullen.
No, I just
Been
realized.
demoted.
I realized as I was looking at it. I'm sorry to like switch courses on you guys so fast. But I realized as I was looking at it, I've got all of the answers written out. Like, you either get them both right or you get them both wrong on a 2-parter. But fuck
Just
it, maybe we will keep them multiple choice going forward. We'll see. It's
We're
already
workshopping
better
it.
than last time.
It is because these are still isn't like as intense, but not like there. At least there's multiple choice. You can give a best guess.
I appreciate that.
The questions go there, which is the whole point, right?
They do.
Absolutely.
All right, Audrey. How much did JT pay for 1 tab of ecstasy? 1 week's allowance, 2 weeks allowance, 1 month's allowance, or 6 months allowance?
I feel like it's gotta be. What were the options again?
1
Sorry.
week.
1 week,
No,
2
you're
weeks?
fine.
Okay.
1 week, 2 week, 1 month, 6 months.
Say 2 weeks.
You are correct.
Yay.
Really? Oh, yes.
The
Which
power
I think
of multiple choice.
if he's getting more than like $750 a week allowance, feels like a ripoff.
I was gonna say definitely like overpaid, 100%.
Yes.
But like,
Yes, he did.
Okay. Leslie. In Message in a Bottle, we see Snake come up to Sean in the hallway and randomly blurt out a name of a kind of sushi and walk away. What is the kind of sushi? Shitoro, unagi, hamachi, or fugu?
Fugu?
No, fugu
No?
is blowfish. You can't even like eat fugu in the in North America. I don't think.
You are really doing this research, my
I know
gal.
my sushi. Okay, I've spent a lot of time. We're planning a family trip to Japan in a couple of years, and I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out whether or not it is worth it to try the deadly blowfish if I'm going to be in Japan.
Oh. I actually didn't know it was that name, but I remember that was a really big thing. Like not
Mm-hmm.
too like enough
It's
ago
something
that I
like
forgot about it, but it's still a very present threat in my life. Like I feel like someone's gonna force me to eat this thing.
nobody's going to force me to eat it, but if I have the opportunity, like people are willing to risk dying for it.
Must be in,
I would like to see what that's
gnarly.
about.
All right. Well, I'm glad there are
Audrey, would you
people
like
like
to
you
hear
to tell me
the
about
options again?
Yes, please.
that.
Chitoro, unagi, or hamachi?
Oh, okay. Okay, I want to say unagi, but I feel like that's more of like I'm thinking of Friends. But if you guys know that, but no, I want to say the what's the first one?
Chitoro?
Yeah, I want to go with that. That like rings a bell more with
Okay,
Degrassi.
you are correct.
Yes.
Poker
And for
face.
those interested, I had this pulled up.
Ooh,
Chitoro is the name for medium fatty tuna.
It's so good.
Um, as it turns
Not know
out, most like sashimi names I have found are tuna.
that.
Hamachi, tuna.
eh,
Um, all right.
Fun facts. Fun
So
facts.
we are back to Audrey. Um, Shortly before his untimely death, Albert Manning surprises Craig with tickets to which European city? Paris, London, Prague, or Dublin?
London.
Correct.
All right.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
We are already doing so much better than we did on the last
Oh, I bet.
I told you it really is like it lightens the atmosphere when you
Yeah.
got multiple because you're
Oh,
not having to
yeah.
think of it all off the top of the dome.
Oh no, without multiple
Everything I've
choice, I'd be
ever
crying.
thought, everything I've ever thought just leaves my head when I hear these questions. So
All right, Audrey, I feel like this is an easy one, but I've said that before and been wrong. What is Spike's favorite band? Is it A, the Pogues, B, the Dead Milkmen, C, Peter and the Test Tube Babies, or D, the Zero Boys?
That's me.
No, it's
Or
Leslie.
yeah,
oh,
I was gonna
sorry, you
say
said
you
Audrey.
did say Audrey.
I
I
didn't
was a little
mean to. I'm
confused.
sorry.
I was
Okay.
I'm so
confused as
sorry, you
well, but I
guys.
was waiting for. I don't like to interrupt you. That was a lot to say.
I respect that. Thank you. Leslie, do you want me to read them again?
No, I actually do know this one. Spike's favorite
Okay.
band is the Pogues.
This is
Yes,
correct.
yes.
For a
R.I.P.
bit of
Shane McGowan.
yes. For a bit of listener trivia, my favorite punk band is in fact the Zero Boys.
Nice.
They're an Indiana band, and they were like the first punk band I ever heard and like fell in love with.
Perfect.
And they have a near and dear place in my heart. And they are actually like if you're like super in the know in punk, people know who they are, but they're not the Pogues.
Yeah.
Avis, you want to bring us into round 2?
I sure do. And we are starting off with Audrey, right?
Leslie. With Leslie.
Oh, we're alternating, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need constant reminders. Is the same.
That's fine. I got you.
Alrighty. So, Leslie, what are the names of the hosts of News About Kids? Ryan and Nicole, Clark and Sarah, Ben and Hannah, or Eric and Olivia?
Oh, NAK News. Can I have the choices again, please?
Of course. Ryan and Nicole, Clark and Sarah, Ben and Hannah, Eric and Olivia.
Clark and Sarah?
That is not correct. Audrey?
What was the first one?
Ryan and Nicole.
I'm gonna go with that. That felt like it rang a bell.
That's correct.
Yes.
Just sometimes things sound right.
It's yeah.
I'm that sort of person because I
Yeah.
don't go with that before anything. I don't have a clue otherwise. Okay.
And Avis, when you get to the two-parter,
Mm-hmm.
how about just read the first answers for every option?
Okay.
They're
The first-
separated,
Okay.
like, because it's a two-parter. You'll
Okay.
see when you get there, and I can help if you don't.
I'm the visual learner. Thank you. That sounds good. Okay. Audrey, what is Emma's haiku about? The rainforest, Mama Onu, our polluted oceans, or the hole in the ozone layer?
Oh, those are all very Emma options.
They sure are.
I think okay. Mama Onu was her other project. I want to say, what is polluted ocean? That was an option, right? I say
Yes,
polluted ocean.
that is correct.
Yes.
Process of elimination. I love these. I love these skills. This is better, Caroline. I think this is good.
Yeah, definitely going forward, that's going to be
Crucial to the enjoyment of our guests.
I really appreciate it.
Alika and Heather
Alika
said they
and
had
Heather
a lot
had a
of
good
fun.
time. They did.
They got a total of like 7 points between them, I think, in 30 questions.
They did.
Oh,
These
God.
questions kicked their ass. They were intense, and they were great sports about it. They were great. Okay. Leslie, what is the name of the nail polish Manny shows Emma at the beginning of Friday Night? Peachy Keen, Hot Stuff, Sweet and Gracious, or Passion Flame?
Passion Flame?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
That
such a
sounds
good
like
nail
very
polish.
Manny. Yeah.
Yes, and right. Just choose it based on the name of it and not like the shade. Yeah, lovely.
Hey, you think it's a great shade for a
It is
12-year-old
a great
girl.
it is a great shade, but Caroline believes it's like slightly grandma-ish. I don't even know if you give it slightly. I think you just
It's
said
not even
straight
like
up.
grandma-ish, but it's not a shade you expect to see, I feel like, on a woman under like 45.
Unless you're a hopeless romantic like me.
That is a point. That is a great point.
Yes. Okay. Audrey, in Fight for Your Right, what item sold in the cafe is Sean shocked to learn got fish stuff in them?
In the cafeteria. Did I write
the
cafe
calf
like
is.
an asshole?
You wrote calf, but I
The
think
calf.
we the calf, so
Yeah.
we know the calf. The apples, the bananas, the tomatoes, or the oranges?
Say tomatoes.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
Leslie?
What are the options again? Apples, bananas,
Tomatoes and oranges.
okay. Apples.
Yes.
Okay.
It's one of
That
my
is
favorite
correct. Ding,
Sean
ding, ding.
lines.
Apples
Apples
got fish in them. Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember that.
It's really cute how he
But
sings
Radish
for
does
Emma,
eat.
though.
He does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's down bad.
No, we've discussed like Sean is the best
Absolutely.
boyfriend probably that Emma will ever have
Yeah.
in her whole
Yeah.
life. But
Yeah.
Emma is Sean's first love, and that's great, and he should move onward and upward.
He sure
Aw.
should. You should learn from
Y'all hate
this.
Emma so
Learn
much.
from
Aw.
this.
No, it's not even about hating Emma. I love Sean and Emma as a couple, as a first love, as a like find your way back to each other again and again.
Mhm.
I just don't think they're endgame. I don't think that
I've
ultimately
never,
they're
yeah.
good for each other.
I share that opinion. I don't ship her
Yeah.
with therapy like I ship Craig with therapy, but I think that she needs to like take some time for herself and like
Or
Yeah.
Mary Spinner.
I mean she marries
Oh,
she needs to have like a hall pass or something and like and figure it out.
Yeah.
I I have higher hopes for her. Not that Spinner's not great, but there's something else there. There's something else there for
Aw.
Paul's girl. But all right, we're rolling right along. This one is for
Leslie.
yes.
okay.
Okay. During our introduction to Miss Kwan, she asks Spinner if she'll need to give him as many detentions as she did last year. How many detentions did she give him last year? 5, 27, 14, or 53?
27.
That is incorrect.
She
Yeah.
would though.
She
You know,
that's
She's
I
like,
a
feel
give
very
me a reason.
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
like stacking them up. Audrey, do you have a guess?
Damn, I was gonna say 27 too. I'm not gonna lie.
Miss Kwan. She's
What
tough.
was 14 an option? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
14.
that's right.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting
Yeah.
lucky here. Like I really
You
don't like know any of these for real. To be
you know
honest,
it's somewhere. You know it's
you can.
somewhere in your
Yeah,
heart.
it's like that's what I'm
You
saying.
know
It's
the
just ringing
show
a
well
bell.
enough to be like, oh, this is what makes sense.
Yes. All
I'm
right.
trying.
So this is the final question for Audrey.
Okay.
On their first date, Craig wins Manny a stuffed horse. What is his name and what collection is he from? Nay,
So
nay.
Oh,
just
I know
read the
this one.
names. Yeah.
Nay, nay. Wait, just the names?
Yep, just the names, not the
Oh, and they
collection.
have to get the second part. Okay.
No. If
Wait.
she gets the first part, you'll then read the second part options.
Ah, thank you. All right.
Picking up what I'm laying down.
Mm-hmm. Nay, nay, Mr. Ed, Horsey Horse, or Mr. Gallops?
Horsey horse, right? I
yeah,
think,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know this one for real, actually.
And then
Okay,
maybe
and
don't
what?
read the second part answers in order.
Okay.
Thinking on my feet here.
Yeah, let's see. We're workshopping. And what collection is he from? The Cuddly Wuddly collection, the Snuggly Wuggly collection, the Fluffy Fluff collection, or the Cuddle Buddy collection?
What? I'm sorry, say that one more time. I'm sorry, I got distracted.
No worries. Cuddly Wuddly
Yeah.
collection, the Snuggly Wuggly collection, the Cuddle Buddy collection, or the Fluffy Fluff collection?
Oh yes, fluffy fluff.
You
Right?
said, ah,
Yeah.
yes.
I just,
All right.
I just, yeah, I wanted to
Congratulations.
make sure it was in there. That's what I wanted to say off the top of my head was like, make sure
It's
I'm
got
not
to be
tripping
one of the
there.
choices. I get that.
Yeah.
It's gotta be-
She's also got what Lammy Lamb and Piggy
Yeah.
Pig or whatever the fuck.
And
Yeah.
Mr. Moo Moo, oddly
Mr.
enough.
Craig was looking at her
Because
like she
Angie
had
has Mr.
He's
several.
like,
Moo.
I took out a
Mr.
kindergartner.
Moo Moo, Craig. It's Mr. Moo Moo,
Aw,
Craig.
poor
You
Manny.
know what's crazy is how he says that he went to kiss her and it felt like kissing his 5-year-old sister. Did you guys
And
know
Oh my God.
that the actress
yeah,
that
they're
plays
sisters.
Angie?
Is her
Yeah.
sister.
First of all, it's just a recurring, like, every maybe 2 days, there's that
The group
submission.
that we
The
met
group-
in,
Oh
it's
yeah.
constant.
It's like, did you guys know? Oh my God. Yes. It's kind of,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. Gosh.
We haven't
That's
even
why I
gotten
wonder
to
if they
Alex
wrote
yet.
that line specifically because of that, or if it's
Oh,
just
I'm sure they
coincidence.
did.
They're cheeky
They were like,
beauties.
this is funny, which they were right.
Yeah.
How are
um,
we feeling coming out of round 2?
yeah.
Good. Yeah.
I feel
You
good.
feeling
I
good,
feel
Leslie?
like
yeah.
like
I'm sort of like I'm somehow more and less perplexed than I thought I would be.
good.
That's what we aim here. Aim
Yeah.
for
Woo!
here at your
Great.
mom's podcast, actually.
I was gonna
Um,
say healthy dose of just, keeping you on your toes, but it's not, it's a little, we got some relaxation in here, healthy mix.
I love it.
so we are coming into round 3. Audrey's got a bit of a lead with 8 to Leslie's 4, but
Okay.
anything can happen in round 3, and we still have round 4 and 5 to contend with too.
All right.
So, starting with Audrey, what is the name of the guinea pig in Miss Hatzilakos' class?
Ooh.
Is it Veronica, Anastasia, Annabelle, or Isabella?
Isabella.
That is correct.
Yay.
Um,
Stand
I
by
don't think
that.
I'd remember it if it wasn't also Mia's daughter's name.
I was good, but then
Yeah.
that's why that title for our show makes good sense. Because
Yeah.
I do prefer this Isabella.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Can
the
keep the
episode of
one.
Yellowstone I'm actually on, so I knew it right away. That I literally listened to that one yesterday.
I wholeheartedly feel that way. I mean, the child is fine, but give me that guinea pig, because like the strength and like the courage.
You
No,
also get to see a whole new side of JT through that,
Yeah.
yeah,
Isabella.
do that.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. It was a very
Um,
maternal moment. Through, very sweet JT.
very sweet JT. Leslie, speaking of sweet JT, in the episode where Liberty vandalizes his locker and reveals to us all that she is in fact Banksy, what is her punishment for her petty vandalism? Is it a week of AM and PM litter duty, B, a week of detention, C, a week working in the calf, or D, a week of washing all of the athletics team's laundry?
Oh, A.
You are correct.
Okay. I thought it was that, and then you gave me the laundry at the end, and I was like, "Oh no, it's another cleaning one." But I don't think that they would subject her to jock
I
straps in middle school, right? But
I
they
mean,
thought
they
it was
do and
grassy.
relax, but she makes that decision herself.
It's a consequence to her own actions.
Yeah.
She said, week of laundry. She made that happen.
She could have chosen anything else.
Didn't even agree to it, like she proposed it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Audrey, and this one's going to be worded a little confusingly.
Okay.
Or it is a little bit confusing. So in one of these, which card do Toby and JT think that they need to win the $1 million? So what card are they still looking for? It's the card they end up having. But they think they have the other one. Is it the Ace of Spades, the Ace of Clubs, the Ace of Diamonds, or the Ace of Hearts?
Let's go with spades.
That is incorrect.
Oh, okay.
Leslie, would you like to hazard a guess?
Okay. She said spades, so it's the other 3 suits that are left. Clubs?
That is correct.
That sounded right. Wasn't sure though. I was a little confused.
It's a little confusing. I'm sorry, guys.
You did your best. It's weird.
All right, Leslie, we are back to you. How many new computers was Degrassi able to buy with the money from News About Kids?
Okay.
3, 18, 15, or 22?
18.
Correct.
That's a lot
Leslie's
of
coming in hot this round.
That's a lot of computers now that I think about it. Like
Emma was so
should-
mad.
Yeah. Pissed.
Was.
She was not about their agenda.
No.
It's like being force-fed media in my classroom. No.
I'm the one that gets to force feed you media.
Right? If they had been like, squeegee kids are great and you should convince your parents to move them in with you, she'd have been like, yes.
Yep.
For real,
I
yeah.
get it. I can get behind that. That's a cause
Which
I
is,
can
you
get
know, I
behind.
feel like
But then she'd be
these
upset that they
squeegee
moved
kids
in with
look
her.
like her own. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, she'd have that
She
problem
would.
several episodes later.
Are you calling Manny a squeegee kid?
No.
Ooh. But that was her best friend though. And I mean, it took her longer than I really like give her credit for the fact that like they lasted as roommates for as long as they did.
Yeah.
Is it really that far-fetched to think that Emma, to a degree, thinks of Manny as a squeegee kid? Because I don't think it's that far-fetched.
Aw.
That sucks, but hot
Not
take.
that exactly, but I think there's a level of superiority there.
Oh, well, there's certainly a
Yeah.
level of superiority. Emma thinks she's better than everyone, in my opinion. At least
She is.
intellectually, you know.
Definitely intellectually and like socio-politically too. Like she's the causiness.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Do you even know your carbon footprint?
No.
But you don't.
Do you? Like
Like a little girl. Yeah. Oh, Emma. Someone likes you.
Sean likes you. He thinks you're grand.
Oh my gosh.
I still think
Okay.
about like she talks about getting her period and he like you hear like the boom boom boom
Oh,
boom
yeah.
and his like big eyebrows like raise
I
up.
love her so much for that.
I
I
love that.
appreciate him so much for like appreciating that though.
Yeah,
That's so great.
Totally.
That's the moment that like I fell in love with Sean Cameron as as like a 12-year-old or 14-year-old, and then like in a non-romantic way when I watched Degrassi, that's like where I fall in love with Sean again. Is I'm just like, no, this is a good sweet boy and we love him and he needs to be protected at all costs.
Absolutely. Agree.
And Craig is a horrible, rotten boy. I don't think we've ever said it on the show, but you know that thing about the opposite of a manic pixie dream girl is a depressive, what's it?
It's a Craig. It's a Craig manic.
It's a Craig. It's a depressive manic pixie demon nightmare boy.
I was gonna
That is Craig.
Yeah.
Demon nightmare boy. If that's not the thing, it is now.
But he's also, to quote Albie from season 2 of White Lotus, he's a beautiful broken bird, and I can fix him.
Yeah.
It's not that I can fix him anymore, but it is the like, oh sweetie, if somebody had just loved you right at the right points in your life, not even romantically, like parentally, friend wise, like everything, you're just like
heavy on the parentally.
Yeah.
You know, heavy on that.
Yeah.
Craig, gosh.
I think a problem
was needed
that I had in my dating life when I was younger that I've now been able to limit to just like being an apologist for fictional characters is like I tend to see people for their potential and not for who they are.
Mm.
And I've heard you guys discuss Craig's father.
Yeah.
It's also sad.
You can even have empathy for Albert, which that was a hot take when I heard you guys talk about it. I was like, oh, okay. We're talking like generational wounds here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's important to...
Yeah, we tried to dig because I think I think watching this show from so many perspectives in my life has really been like, oh shit, I'm now starting to see things differently every time I watch it. And I'm just like, I'm excited to just watch it at every other stage of my life because these people, they're people. They become less of like caricatures. And I mean, the show does a really good job at like giving you little hints of humanity. And like as much as like it's not okay, and we have to emphasize
like fuck
that.
Albert, fuck
Albert.
Like,
I mean, that
It
golf
cannot be
club
said.
was
That was right.
he's like Wizard of Ozing the door down with the golf club. I'm like, what is happening here?
Unhinged and fucking terrifying. So yeah, but like there's a person there, you know.
Yeah.
But like, right, he didn't just wake up one day and decide, you know what I'm gonna do? Beat
Yeah.
my kid at a golf
Yeah,
club.
no, he learned that from somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, fuck Albert Banning.
Oh,
Fuck
big
that
time.
person.
All right, so Audrey,
Mhm.
Leslie's catching up to you, but you have
Ooh.
got an opportunity to secure your lead because we have got a two-parter.
All right.
Ooh.
What is the stage name of the dancer that Joey hires for Snake's bachelor party? And what is her real name? So we
Ooh.
will start with her stage name. Is her stage name Crystal, Kitty, Fancy, or Trixie?
Fancy.
Okay. Is her real name Connie, Annie, Jessica, or Kathleen?
All right, this is the hard part.
That one's harder.
I know,
Yeah.
fancy. I knew right away. I
Yeah.
want to say Connie.
You got it.
What?
Well done.
Yes, thank
Props.
you.
Because I was questioning, because I think you threw Kathleen in there because of Degrassi Junior High. Or if you
Yeah.
didn't, that's just completely random. And I was just like, it's not Kathleen. Don't get
I couldn't
I was
tell
just,
you what
don't get
yeah,
led
the
I was
astray.
going
process
between
was,
Connie and
honestly.
Kathleen.
Yeah.
I was like,
Trying not to be led astray. It was almost Kathleen for me.
Leslie,
Hello.
what is Craig looking for when he first meets Sean? Is it the media immersion lab, the auditorium, the science lab, or the library?
Can I have those answers again, please?
Yeah, of course. The media immersion lab, the auditorium, the science lab, or the library?
Mm. Ooh. My brain's going in two different directions here, but the library.
Unfortunately, that is
Yeah.
incorrect. Audrey?
I want to say media immersion.
That is correct.
Okay.
The only
It's
reason I was confused because I'm like, do they even have an auditorium? No, they don't. So that was.
Well, yeah,
do
they
they
do because
not?
they have plays in them and stuff eventually. We see them in
But
the
isn't that like
auditorium.
the gym?
No, they have an auditorium because this guy's stage and shit. I don't know. Maybe they don't. Maybe the gym doubles for the auditorium. I have no idea. I don't go to Degrassi.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
feel
like
like a
they
lot of
add
schools
on
do that.
rooms on like as
Like,
needed as the show grows. Like they just
my
add
school didn't
on.
have a gym or an auditorium or a cafeteria. I don't know what schools have, Avis.
My elementary school had a cafnasium.
I was gonna
Yeah, I was
say
gonna
I had
say
an
they a lot of
all-purpose
places
room.
combine all of
Yeah,
them.
they called it an
Yeah.
all-purpose room to
But
be
a
My school
cafnasium?
had a
a
Thunderdome.
A Thunderdome. There we go.
You think I'm kidding, but I'm not.
I doubt you're kidding.
Yeah.
Avis is like, I've spent enough time with you and Charlie that I believe all the things.
Mm-hmm.
We had a
Yeah.
smoking court too.
Oh, my
Wow.
school had one of those. More unofficial, but it was definitely on campus and no one cared.
I guess you did say you're of the age where you were able to borrow Degrassi Junior High VHS tapes from your school library, so from your elementary school library. So that makes sense that smoking courts would still be kind of on their way out.
Yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't have
well,
guessed it,
Caroline.
Leslie.
Well,
No, just thinking in that, like, those little shifts in generation,
yes,
how
that
different
eight.
things can be with like
Mm-hmm.
a 5 to like 7 year.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right, so that is the end of my round,
Oh,
and
I have one more.
Audrey is
Yeah.
kicking ass with 12,
Oh.
and Leslie, we've got you. You're holding strong though. You've got 7.
Okay.
Okay. Catching
That's
up.
already like double the points that
That's true.
were able to be achieved in the previous
Yeah, no, we've well
installments.
surpassed that.
Yes,
We've got
yippee-ki-yay.
19 points total so far out of how many questions? 15? No, 6 times 3, that's 18.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So
that.
y'all are doing great.
Good.
Yeah,
Woo.
All right.
board. All right, we're on to round 4. And this is starting off with we alternated, so it's Audrey starting this time.
Okay.
Is that I'm
Is
question?
it? Is that right?
No, you start
Oh.
Leslie rounds.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say.
So
Yeah.
it's no, again, I have to be
No,
told.
you're great. It's all good.
Okay.
All right.
Leslie, what is the name of the book Emma and Manny do their report on in Coming of Age? A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, Watership Down, I Heard the Owl Call My Name, or The Light in the Forest?
I heard the owl call my name.
That is correct.
Nice.
Ding,
Would have never known
ding.
that one.
Point. Right,
Well,
the
it's
multiple choice helps.
Well, it's the very memorable scene with Sean and his eyebrows and the heart
Right.
rate.
And the
It must be a
basketball
sense.
shorts that
Yeah.
won't zip or tie drawstring.
I heard the owl call my gym shorts.
shorts. Yes.
And Miss Kwan just being delightfully oblivious of like the plights of middle schoolers.
Useless.
Yeah. Emma literally has to be like, completely natural, right, Miss Kwan? And she's like, yes, Emma. But like,
Yes,
was she
Emma.
even paying attention before that?
She just
Probably
clocked
not.
in. She just heard Miss Kwan and she clocked in for her.
I
Yeah.
could understand a male teacher not immediately making that connection,
Yeah.
but presumably Kwan has menstruated at least once in her life. You would
Presumably.
think
Yeah.
that she would
It
know.
stands to reason.
Like if a 12-year-old girl comes to class late wearing gigantic gym shorts, like
Yeah.
She fails repeatedly. Kwan
repeatedly.
just drops the fucking ball. And I keep
'Cause
telling
she hates these
people
fucking kids.
she hates these fucking kids.
It really does.
She does.
She just
Yeah.
you see Emma
She does.
suffer. She just
Sometimes when we go on our like Kwan dives about fuck them kids, what I hear in my head is, has anybody seen The Jerk, the Steve Martin movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a scene where this guy's trying to kill Steve Martin, but he's shooting at these cans that Steve Martin is near. And Steve Martin is an idiot in the movie, and he's just like, he hates these cans. And so I get this weird like imagery in my head of like,
yeah.
she hates these kids. Because she does. She's like, fuck
She
them
does.
kids.
Yeah.
She does. She really
You
does.
ruin your lives with weird Shakespeare casting.
She has a plot to ruin all these kids' fucking lives. Okay. So this is going to Audrey.
Okay.
Degrassi and Bardell are 2 of the 4 schools playing in the basketball tournament. Name the other 2 schools.
Oh.
North Park and Earl Grey, Southport and Concord, Spalding and Lawrence, or Brandywine and East High.
Ooh. I have no idea. Let's go. What was it? Spalding and Lawrence?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that sounds
That's
right.
your guess?
Yeah, let's go with that.
All right, that is not correct.
Didn't
Leslie,
think I had
would you
great
like
chances.
the... I mean, it's a lot of names. If one doesn't click, it just sounds like a lot of names. So,
Yeah.
Leslie, would you like the options again?
Yes, please.
Okay. North Park and Earl Grey, Southport and Concord, and I'm going to take out the one, that
I
Audrey
think that's
just
fair
did.
for this one.
Brandywine and East High.
The answer with Earl Grey.
That is correct.
Okay?
Yeah.
I
The
was a
tea.
little bit
tea.
surprised that Audrey, you weren't didn't weed out East High,
East High.
because that is another famous high school.
That we talk about on the podcast probably too much. Yeah.
Do we talk about it, or is that just
Or
in our pre-show when we
that's
fuck
just our
things
pre-show.
up and
That's the spirit
school
of the
from High
pad.
School Musical.
That's what I was gonna say, yeah.
High School Musical is the spirit of the pad because we do the warm-up exercises religiously.
Do you? Oh, I love that.
When we flub something, we're just like, no, we didn't do our warm-up, so we got to go back into
Love that.
That's why I think we talk about it so much, and we actually don't. So that's fun. That's fun.
We do talk about it every episode. Y'all just don't hear it.
Y'all just don't know. Yeah. Well, now you do.
Well, and you can on the Patreon, and this is less a plug to you guys and more just a plug to everybody. We do release the unedited episodes a day early on the Patreon. So if you want to hear me and Avis going, ma, 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 it's there.
I was going to say, you're going to give them a taste of of the fabulous work we do in the pre-show.
It's a full commitment.
Gotta tune your instrument, Stage fright, I get it every time. Okay. I think this back to you, Leslie. This next question.
All right.
Okay. How much does Toby weigh when he first goes out for wrestling? 50 kilos, 60 kilos, 55 kilos, or 65 kilos? I know it's all in kilos, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wish I had like a context in pounds.
Okay. 65 kilos.
That is not correct. Audrey, would you like to hear them again, or are you just gonna guess?
Oh, 55?
Yes.
Yeah?
It is 55. Gosh. The 5 was,
Yeah.
It's just the 5. And we had to look up because, like, we don't, obviously,
what is it?
It's like 140 pounds, is it? I think. Because I was like, oh, that's not a lot, but it's also not like, I thought he was like, he's a boy. He's just a boy. I didn't think boys weighed that. Like, I actually don't know how much.
It's 121.254 pounds.
Okay.
Okay.
Kilos are weird.
Kilos are it's not that kilos are weird, actually. It's that pounds are
Pounds
weird.
are weird. Well, technically, we're the weird ones.
Absolutely.
But we're American, and this is one of the few times that I'm gonna die on the, like,
I was gonna say, I'm not gonna learn.
Don't run, son. Fuck your Celsius.
I'm not learning any of this shit again. I've learned the system. I've learned. Yeah. My country has fucked me multiple ways. It is what it is. Whatever.
Yeah. I just feel like pretty much everywhere in the world you can find people who speak English, and I think that's largely our doing because we just refuse to learn other languages. So eventually, if we refuse to learn metric, eventually they're going to have to.
We will convert you
to our will.
I think it's been a power struggle for like centuries. Well, not even centuries, like 2 centuries. So
Celsius does like make more sense though.
When you think about it, that's probably
the
one that makes a little bit more sense.
But the math I have to do for Celsius,
right? It's a little bit of head work versus I don't know. We could talk about how I'm unwilling to learn things that confuse me all day.
No, that's fair.
Alrighty, so this is going to Leslie. Are you keeping track of this, Caroline?
I was, but fuck. Okay, what was the last question?
It was the key. Oh wait, no.
And I got it wrong.
That was okay. So it's Audrey now because Audrey ends. Yeah. All right. So, Audrey, due to all the pre-wedding drama, Spike ends up saying her vows in a t-shirt for which American sporting event?
Ooh.
The Indy 500, the World Series, the Stanley Cup, or the Super Bowl?
Um,
Hmm.
Super Bowl?
That is
No.
incorrect. Leslie, do you have a guess? Would you like to hear them again?
Before you listed the answers, my instinct was NASCAR for some reason, so I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
go Indy 500.
I think
Your
your
instinct was
instinct is on
Ooh,
Woo!
point.
Okay,
It's
I
Indy
don't.
that's a hard
500.
one.
It's all that muscle memory, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just flowing through me.
Yes. You're
Well,
like, it's
because
something
the
about
shirt is
cars.
just Indy 500, like down in like
Okay.
slightly lighter white, fading white text all the way down.
Yeah. Isn't there like a car on it? What is like the
Probably.
It's just a
there's
black
Oh.
T-shirt.
it's just a black
that says
t-shirt.
Indy 500 in like solid white, and then the
Oh.
next line it says Indy 500, but like it starts fading each line and it goes down until it's like faded away. It's a
Oh.
very Indy 500 type of shirt.
It screamed car to me too, though, Leslie. So I
Yeah.
don't know what it is about that. Maybe just text to picture conversion. I don't know. But there we go. All right.
So this one will be a Leslie question. Okay.
Yes. So, Leslie, what is the name of the restaurant where Hazel buys her jerk chicken? Cabana Club, Rock and Roll Roti, the Jamaican Gentleman, or Crescent Moon Caribbean Restaurant?
Oh, what are the answers again?
Cabana Club, Rock and Roll Roti, the Jamaican Gentleman, or Crescent Moon Caribbean Restaurant?
Crescent Moon.
That is correct. I love Rock and Roll Roti.
I know.
I didn't
Caroline-
know any of them.
Caroline-
No, I deserve no credit. I literally Googled what should I name my Jamaican restaurant.
Okay, I was gonna
Love that.
say, like, if that's not like someone's Jamaican restaurant name, then like it should be. Please
Yeah.
snatch that up because that's phenomenal, and it lives in my head rent free now.
I would
All
eat
right.
there.
I would totally eat
Yeah.
there just to say I ate at Rock and Roll Road.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet it would be delicious.
Yeah,
The roti would be
And,
good.
like-
I would,
You would hope.
right.
it would be rocking.
Okay, we just did this order again. This is Audrey.
It's Audrey's turn.
Yeah.
Now.
All right. Yeah. Audrey, how much will it cost Paige to fix her mullet? This is a two-parter.
Oh.
How much will it cost Paige to fix her mullet? And how much does she still need? So I'm going to read the first part.
Ooh.
How much will it cost Paige to fix her mullet? Will it cost her $100, $80, $50, or $70?
Say 70?
That is
No.
not correct.
Oh.
Okay,
All right.
Leslie?
Okay. Is it $80?
Yes, it is. Okay.
Great.
And now how much does she still need?
30.
40.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Which
I love
apparently
it.
is what a date with JT is worth.
Yeah.
Lovely. That is a beautiful way to end a round. Yes. You got it.
And Leslie, you didn't catch up entirely, but we are now
Ooh.
at 12 for you and 13 for Audrey with one
Ooh.
left.
It's neck and neck. We're locked up basically.
Yeah.
It's anybody's
So-
game.
All right.
Let's
Interesting.
see.
We
Audrey.
still got 2 more rounds left.
No, one more round.
One more.
and then
I
Final
always
Jeopardy.
do that.
You
One
always-
more
it's okay.
round. One
It's
more.
okay. I'm bad at counting. It's we are a nightmare blunt rotation, me and Avis, and it's fun.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true.
We are both also very simpatico with Emma in coming of age right now.
Mhm.
I had high hopes of not recording from my bed today, but here we are.
Hmm.
It
It's all good. I'm
happens.
highly medicated. It's great.
Yeah.
You do what you got to do.
Medication haze.
Mhm.
No, dude, I got a doctor and it was the best thing ever. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, I can have things like muscle relaxers, and it's grand.
Ooh.
Highly
Mhm.
recommend.
They are useful for that stuff. Yeah.
Thank you, husband, for getting a job with health insurance.
Ew.
Husband rocks.
Nice.
He does. That's actually what made him upgrade from long-term fiance to husband. He got health insurance, and I was like,
You're like, I want in on this shit.
it was actually really okay. It's really dorky. Do you guys want a quick Caroline story,
Always.
or do you want me to stay on? Okay. So my husband is like 12 years older than me, and so there's not a lot of like pop culture of days of yore where we intersect.
Mhm.
One where we do intersect is a delightful MTV dumpster fire called The Challenge, which you may
Oh
have
yeah.
at one point known as Real World Road Rules The Challenge. And we, like, during the pandemic, we were like, oh, wait, we both loved this thing because we were both simultaneously the target demographic for
Yep.
it. And so we blew through like all of the seasons. We started as early as we could find and watched through to current. And I had already ordered him a Valentine that was TJ Lavin's face saying, "You're the only one I want to run a final with." And it came the day that I decided to propose to him again, which I think I proposed the first time, but it's been so long. We're just not wedding people. We could never get it together to plan a wedding. But he got the health insurance, and I was like, okay, this is a proposal now. And I wrote him this long card full of like challenge quotes, and then like ended it with, "Will you marry me for the insurance and the love too?" And then 3 weeks later, we got married.
Nice.
I don't know why I went off on that tangent, but there we go.
Well, I still watch The Challenge, so I'm just as big of a loser as you guys are.
I
My
don't think,
girlfriend is
no, the
obsessed
challenge
with
is
the
amazing.
challenge.
It
I
really
have
is.
said, if I were to teach a creative writing course at like a community college, I would assign all of CT's seasons, like up until CT leaves, as a masterclass in character development.
Yeah.
Because the growth between I'm gonna smash his head off and fucking eat it to Uncle CT,
Hmm.
beautiful.
But I think he kind of like hasn't he kind of boomeranged back to sort of old school CT? Aren't they like didn't he like get a divorce recently?
He is getting a divorce, and he definitely, there have been some less than ideal moments, but it's nowhere near, not from what I've seen.
There's pre DM CT and post DM CT.
Right. Well, and there's even, I mean, there's more than that though, like, because he did step back for a while and like whatever,
Oh,
and
right.
he's matured so much. I'm
Yeah,
sure
and then
he's
there's
backsliding a little bit right now.
Dad bod CT too. I guess that's the
Dad
third
bods,
era.
yeah, no, dad bod CT. But I think too, you have to consider with the backsliding that he's doing that like CT met his wife very shortly after DM died.
Right.
And that relationship made it really hard for him to grieve. And like it got to a point where like he would stop posting on her birthday and shit because like fans would be nasty and be like, your wife will never compare to her and all of this, which is like disgusting. And like people back the fuck up out of other people's lives, especially people you don't know. But I think she also had some jealousy there because why wouldn't you? And so now he's gotten out of this relationship. He's once again exploring this grief he didn't get to process from his fucking 20s, you know. I'm a CT apologist too. All right, sue me.
No, I'm into it.
You have a type, Caroline.
This is Sometimes the Challenge podcast.
I was gonna say sometimes this is the challenge
and secretly
podcast.
Always a High School Musical podcast.
Do y'all have a list of all the other things that this is? Like, I feel like when you get to the end, you should just read a whole list.
This was also
My
At some
favorite is
point,
that
yeah,
you're
we
my
ought to.
my very favorite is that you're anti Emma but pro
Oh.
Miriam.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, I
yes, of
love Miriam.
course.
It's not her fault.
Yeah, it's really not. It is really not.
She had to play a terrible character.
I tend to be good at separating the actor from the role, except
Mhm.
for Reese Witherspoon in Freeway,
Mm.
which if you've never seen, it's like her
Never
first
seen it.
movie. She is very, very low rent high school student. Her mother is a sex worker and substance dependent. Her stepfather is a meth head. It's a lot. She runs away from her social worker in the beginning of the movie. It's this like fucked up Red Riding Hood take, and she gets found by Kiefer Sutherland on the freeway. There's a freeway killer. It turns out it's Kiefer Sutherland. It's a whole thing. He tries to kill her. She
Of
shoots
course
him
it
a whole
is.
bunch of times. He lives. She gets arrested. They go to court. She's like, "How are you still alive? I shot you with a whole bunch of times." But he is, and then like it's this whole thing. But there's this point where she's busted out of juvie, and she's in Mexico, and she's trying to get back to America because she's trying to get to her grandma's trailer park, and like whatever, because it is this
Red
Red
Riding Hood.
Riding thing, and she is standing on this corner in Mexico in this like tube top and this black skirt, yelling "sexo," trying to raise money. And she ends up getting a John, and then she robs him and stuffs him in his trunk because he was only going to give her $11 anyway. So she steals his car, and he's like, "Why are you doing this to me?" And she's like, "Because I'm pissed off, and the whole world owes me," which felt. But there's a really long walk to get to the short drink of water of the fact that Reese Witherspoon, like now she's at this point where she plays like very uppity, judgmental white women. And I'm like watching little fires everywhere. Like, don't you look at Kerry Washington like that? Like you weren't on a street corner in Mexico yelling "sexo."
Oh my gosh.
Avis is like, I'm gonna have to cut so much content.
Oh.
I think it's fine.
I'm sorry, y'all. I've been
I'm just gonna leave it
holed up
in,
my
honestly.
bed for like 3 days with nobody to talk to but my husband. I have a lot of feelings. On that note,
I'm like, sometimes this is a Reese Witherspoon, we got to talk about your acting choices podcast. I don't know.
to be
that
in
category.
case you didn't pick it up, I think Freeway is a brilliant film, and I think Reese is great in it. So great that I will never get past it.
That was essence.
All right, let's get into round 5. Audrey, where does Craig's dad tell his coworkers that Craig is while he's living with Joey? Is it boarding school, a foreign exchange program, juvie, or art school?
Boarding school.
Correct. All right, Leslie, you've got a 2-parter.
All right.
The chain of events in the food fight, in Fight for Your Right, are as follows. Emma and Toby are fighting over Toby's fries, which causes them to hit Jimmy. Jimmy then throws something in retaliation, but Toby and Emma duck, and Paige is hit instead. Paige then goes to throw food at who, and who does she hit instead? So does she go to throw food at Manny, Kendra, JT, or Liberty?
JT.
Correct.
Okay.
I was
All
stumped
right.
on that one. Nice.
And instead, does she hit Spinner, Craig, Ashley, or Ellie?
Ellie?
I am sorry. The correct answer was Craig.
That's what tripped me up. I thought that she originally aimed for Craig. And then I was like, but she can't aim for Craig and then miss. So, like, I knew Craig was involved.
Well.
All right. Audrey,
Yes.
how many years has Hazel been taking voice lessons?
Ooh.
6 years, 3 years, 5 years, or 1 year?
3?
That is correct.
Ooh.
Just enough to be
Yeah, I was gonna say
like not that great.
I don't want to be mean, but not enough. Not enough years.
Not enough. Not enough. Yeah, yeah. I don't think that's mean at all.
Aw.
No, didn't we have shots fired from Hazel's voice teacher to Hazel's parents for continuing to take their
To
money?
take their money? Yeah, we
Yeah.
did. We did. Like, that is highway robbery. You are so rude.
So rude. Leslie, what is the name of Degrassi's first nighttime dance? Is it A Night to Remember, Starlight, Star Bright, Midnight in Paris, or Starry Night?
The first nighttime dance.
Mm-hmm. So that's Eye of the Beholder is the episode.
Okay. What are the answers again?
Yeah.
Please.
They are A Night to Remember, Starlight, Star Bright, Midnight in Paris, or Starry Night.
A.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Audrey, do you need the answers again?
No, I think Starry Night.
Also incorrect. It was
Ooh.
Starlight, Star Bright.
Ooh.
It's one you gotta watch for. It's, I think, just like in the
Yeah.
posters.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think they
Yeah.
mention it in the announcements like they do with the Hawaiian Surf Paradise dance. Heather Sinclair's title.
Heather Sinclair's title, not
Heather
mine.
Sinclair's title.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is one for Audrey.
Okay.
What is the name of Ellie and Marco's perfume? Is it Duo, Double, Deuce, or Duet?
Duet.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. Leslie,
Mhm.
this is the final question. What is the original title of Emma's science fair project in Weird Science? And so not the title that she changes it to at the last minute, but the one that she starts with. Is it You Are What You Eat, The Virtue of a Healthy Breakfast, The Mind-Body Connection, or Calories In, Knowledge Out?
The virtue of a healthy breakfast.
Correct.
Yay.
Yes.
All right. So that brings us to the end of our rounds, and we have got Audrey with 15 and Leslie close behind with 13.
All right.
Nice, nice.
So
Close game.
we are going to ask you a question not about Degrassi, but about our humble little podcast.
Ooh.
And to the right of everybody's like photo or video feed, you should see a little button that says chat.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and
Okay.
open that up and put in how many points you would like to wager.
Ooh.
So, Audrey, you have 15 to play with. Leslie, you've got 13. If you get the answer wrong, you lose those points. Is that how that works?
That is
Right, yeah, it
that's
is.
completely how that works. Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of Jeopardy, okay?
You're doing great, you know. You wager. My aunt would always ask. She's like, "Why didn't they just wager lower if they didn't know the answer?" And I'm
'Cause you
like,
gotta come
"Because
from
you
high."
wager first, and then you
Oh,
see you get the
that too.
category, and you wager, and then you get the question." That's the
I was
beauty
a
of
Price
the
is
game.
Right kid, not a Jeopardy kid.
Big into
I
Price
get
is
it. I
Right.
get it.
Okay,
All
so
right.
So go ahead and press
this is
send
hard.
whenever you're ready.
It is
That's a hard choice.
strategic.
All right. I'll go. All right.
All right. Leslie is wagering 4 and Audrey is wagering 5. And I'm going to ask the question and go ahead and type your answer, but do not press send until both of you have let me know that you're ready.
Okay.
What is the name of Avis and Caroline's currently non-existent 6 Feet Under podcast? And type and don't hit send.
This promo. I love that this is a question.
All right.
We talk about it enough, and it
We do.
sparked a whole conversation with Shane.
It did.
Leslie, did I see you typing, or are you still thinking as well?
I'm typing and thinking.
Perfect. Or actually, you know what? Is there a message me directly option or no?
I'm the only one that gets that, so I just noticed I have chats with everybody individually.
Okay, so don't hit send or say out loud until everybody's ready.
I have a guess, but
all right.
We love guesses.
Audrey, do you have an answer or a guess?
Oh my god, I really don't. I might even just have to pass, to be honest.
All right. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really can't think of anything.
Audrey, you are now down to 10 points.
Okay.
Leslie, you can go ahead and actually, I guess, just tell me your answer if you'd like. I mean, or you can send it in the chat.
It's a guess. Meet the Fishers.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. Leslie, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little disappointed because we are actually real life Facebook friends.
I know. And I'm like, I'm just completely blank.
Every thought you've ever had.
Meet the Fishers is a good idea. Unfortunately, it is Black Mold Theory, a 6 Feet Under podcast.
Oh my god!
I remember now.
Yes.
Leslie, you fought hard, my dear.
I did.
And if you had wagered one less point, you would be, well, we'd be tied and we'd have to go into a sudden death round.
Yeah.
But a sudden death round?
I don't know. I didn't have one planned, Avis.
Well, look at that.
Assume I had a plan.
Well, I'm just continually impressed by how organized this shit goes. I just show up for this trivia. So this Caroline show.
Would you believe that I was a shove all my papers into my backpack kid?
Oh my gosh, those kids made me really question life. How do you find anything?
The holes in the papers weren't strong enough and they would keep ripping out.
Right.
And the little circle things, the reinforcers don't work. Am I really?
Were you all those children?
No, I knew I had the reinforcers.
Were you?
And
they
still don't work.
They don't.
They don't.
Were you not? What, did you put your shit in your folders?
I did. I took the time to stay and put shit in my folders. My folders were. I would clean them out.
I didn't realize at the end of the week. I was holding court with fucking royalty today.
Seriously?
Listen, it didn't fucking help me in life, Caroline. I'm still a fucking mess, okay? So.
I know, I'm the one over here being like, okay, here's our vision board, here's our calendar. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, everything's in a notes app, which is basically a bunch of pages shoved into a notebook that I revisit later. I look at my notes app like, why did I write this down? It would just be one word on a page by itself.
It's I need to remember this.
Yep, but I don't know.
Fair. Yeah.
Avis agreed to learn editing software, so I was like, fuck it, I guess I'm going to learn how to organize two people's schedules.
Fair.
And content and
because I'm extremely bad at scheduling and math and scoring.
I don't have to edit, so I don't care. I'll do the math, I'll do the scoring, I'll do the scheduling.
I can take the editing. Editing is such a solo activity.
In my backpack. I don't now because all my papers are official documents, and most of them are just on an app called
Thank goodness for PDFs.
Thank God. All right. So, Audrey, we will be inviting
Yay.
you back. It's going to be a bit. We actually are starting recordings for season 3 tomorrow.
Okay.
But you will be joining us with our other winner, Heather,
Yay.
on our season 3 wrap up. We ask that, do a rewatch of season 3
Of
in
course.
the time
Okay.
between now and then. Bring your favorite outfit from season 3,
Ooh,
your least
okay.
favorite outfit from
Oh, I
season
gotta write all
3.
this down.
I'll
We'll
send
send
you an
it to
email.
I
you.
was missing it. Yeah, you'll probably tell
Yeah,
me.
Caroline's
Your
great. She will
shining
send you a
star and
prep
your super
email.
bummer. And that's
Okay.
it. Otherwise, just come ready to discuss
All right.
Mhm.
Oh,
Teacher's Day
yay.
is great, so you don't need
Oh,
to
I'm
vote for that.
excited.
It's always going to be Snake.
Yeah, Titty Snake Productions cannot live on without. So, I don't know. I don't think. Do you guys know? We posted on Facebook about it briefly, but we're Titty Snake. Titty
We've
Snake
decided our
Productions
dream
is.
is in 18 months we will have built a large enough TV show podcast network that we can step back from our real jobs more.
Yeah.
And
That'd be
um,
amazing.
so my mom and I are workshopping a Grey's Anatomy
Mm-hmm.
podcast, and
Mhm.
of course,
Wow.
Black Mold Theory is coming in just as soon as we have the bandwidth. But we
Yeah.
decided, because Degrassi is where we got our start,
Mm-hmm.
and because I really like saying titties,
I
with
know,
the
it's so
T's,
Yeah.
fun.
so
It's
Mhm.
so
fun.
fun. Titty Snake Production. It's so fun to
Titty
say.
Snake
Yeah.
Productions. It's
Awesome.
It is my dream also to, because I think Caroline did a poll about like if we did other shows, what shows would they be? And I want to do a South of Nowhere podcast because
Okay.
Yes.
I love South of Nowhere, and also
Yes.
Gossip Girl, but I need to trash the shit out of that show. Um, because it's
well,
just so bad. In a good,
we're
I
gonna
love
cut
it.
this, and you're
We're,
gonna have to promise not to steal my podcast name. But my
Of
Grey's
course.
Anatomy podcast with my mom is going to be called Grey's Agony. If you don't hate watching it, are you even a fan?
That's fair.
if you're not in
Very
pain.
fair.
So
Yeah, we're hoping Titty Snake Production.
Oh, that'd be
It's in our
awesome.
hearts. Yes.
we'll
Grey's
be
Agony is
looking
really
for.
going to have a very special episode when they get to the musical.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have so much fun with that episode. I love the musical episode. Whatever.
That's the standalone episode of theirs that I watch every one. That's the only. I'm never like, let's go back and watch Grey's Anatomy unless it's that super cringe musical
Hmm.
episode, and then I'm just.
It's so cringy, but it's so fun and
Mhm.
dramatic, and you know, it's going to be a good time. And,
It's gonna be
to
fun.
throw it out there, we're not going to be able to host all of these podcasts forever.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say
So
we're gonna
as
try.
we grow,
Damn it!
if you hit a point and you're like,
No, we can't.
I'd really like
We
to
can't.
talk about whatever.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Great.
feel like there's just so many shows that we don't care to watch,
Mhm.
and it might be your thing. Like what Game of Thrones, I will never watch that show.
You
So if
can't
that's
have
your
Pretty Little Liars, though, because I'm banking on the hope that one day Avis and I will both hate ourselves enough to rewatch Pretty Little Liars.
oh god, oh with like wine maybe.
Oh, yeah. No, we can have wine.
with like copious amounts after it's gonna be a while. That's a long
Yeah.
road because
I
the
mean,
Pretty
you
Little
guys have
Liars
a
is
lot.
so painful.
You guys have a lot of Degrassi to get through too.
Yeah.
We have so much
It
Degrassi
is
to
a
get
lot.
through,
do.
and
We're so
we
ambitious.
just
Or like on to the next. We got this established now.
we did well because as soon as we started doing the Degrassi stuff, we were like, okay, but 6 feet under,
Yeah,
Mhm.
we both are like,
because we both just
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
But we also just added a bunch of additional content for the Patreon to our plates. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys saw our posts, but anybody who hasn't, we've got some really cool stuff going on. So already you get the pre-show and the unedited early release of the weekly episodes on the Patreon, along with random episodes like my Amsterdam extravaganza.
Mhm.
The next tier up, we added tiers because apparently that's what you do. I feel so weird asking people to listen to pay to listen to me talk.
I
But
know. I'm like
Oh,
I'm
well.
really surprised that people do it for free.
right? We
It's
made
exciting
13
that
people Spotify Rap #1 podcast this year, and only one of those accounts was mine.
It's like, who are these other 12 people? Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
But
but
then
paying, we're getting
our
elitist
next
here.
tier up, we've got a project that we're really excited for, Degrassi Diaries, which
Yeah,
is going
it's
to
gonna be
be just
fun.
mini-sodes from the diaries of like Miss Kwan and Fariza. And producer Charlie will be coming back in to record for our male voices,
Yes,
which is
excited
exciting.
about that.
And then we're doing weekly episodes that'll alternate who it is, but Avis binges so you don't have to, and Caroline binges so you don't have to. Which will be like me being like, hey, this week I watched 12 episodes of Boston Public and here's what happened.
And mine is gonna be
I'm
Dance
starting with that.
Academy. So that's
Dance Academy?
Yes, I'm into. I know. We're on the complete.
I think we're
opposite
gonna go for
spectrum.
kind of like more, like less well known, like type
Yes,
stuff.
kind of stuff. And I mean, I feel like for me, I think I mentioned it once, and someone was already. I'm really bad at Facebook. I'm like, who am I having these conversations with? And I tag them and everything, but can't retain it. But a lovely person who I enjoyed talking to was just like, oh my gosh, no one ever talks about it. I'm like, seriously, when I'm obsessed with something, I go on YouTube and I'm trying to find, or my podcast, and I'm trying to find somebody talking about it so I can geek with them and just like, oh yeah. No, and no one's ever made a podcast about Dance Academy, and I don't have that time, but I do have the time to tell you what happened and and give you a brief recap of the first 12 episodes and like installments. Like that's enough for me to be like, okay, I'm putting a little bit of content out there that I want, and that's always like the goal.
Right.
But like nobody talks about Dance Academy, and I think it's up there with like not even the realism of Degrassi, but just like, okay, if there's a dance school with these kids, like this exists somewhere. Like I can believe that these are actual teenagers going through this shit, and nobody's talking about my little humble Australian television program. It's so I'm
Nobody's
excited
talking
about
about Boston Public
And I was
either,
gonna
which
say,
is not realistic. The first episode has a teacher fire several shots into a wall in his classroom. It turns out they're blanks, so he doesn't get fired, but it happens. It's going to be
and
great.
It's hard to find, right? It's like a really hard show to find.
I only have it because one of my brothers schmeegly schmounloaded it for me. So I could just make up an entire show, and it's sometimes going to sound like that. Because not only in the first episode does one teacher fire a bunch of bullets into a wall, but Loretta Devine doesn't show up to class and instead on the chalkboard has written "Gone to kill myself." So it's going to be fun. It's going to be wild. And then we also have our Degrassi Film Club, which we just had the inaugural meeting of. We watched the profoundly mediocre Christmas at Maple Creek. And every month we'll be watching a Lifetime or Hallmark movie with a Degrassi alum.
Ooh.
There's a lot of them.
There are.
Isn't Ben Lewis in one with his real life husband, Blake? Bobby Breckenridge?
Ooh, I didn't know Bobby Breckenridge had a husband.
Yeah, and they kind of look alike. They're really cute. But I think I think they did a Christmas movie together.
Nice.
We were really excited to do the Christmas film because we're like, oh, it's gonna be a really low effort thing. But Jake Epstein is like in 25 of these fucking Hallmark Christmas movies, and we picked the one where he's not cheating on somebody in it. He's a good guy. So apparently they're
with terrible eyebrows.
We talk about
those eyebrows.
Not a union represented makeup department.
We should let you lovely ladies go though and stop holding our dear listeners hostage. Avis, do you want to sign us out?
Yes, we appreciate Leslie and Audrey joining us on this very special trivia episode of Your Mom's Podcast. Please join us next week. We will be kicking off season 3. Is that what we're doing next week? Yay! Okay,
so that's Father Figure parts 1 and 2.
We will be back with Father Figure Parts 1 and
Ooh.
2. Please join us. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.